Hi, it's World Hepatitis Day, and so I wanted to share something about with you today about the liver that most people don't necessarily know of, and that's its connection to sleep. Now, of course, we mostly think of our liver and liver health specifically in terms of alcohol and diet, but actually, did you know that your liver has its own internal clock? And what you do in the evening has a direct impact on how well your liver can do its job overnight. Hi, I am Carol Standing. I'm the founder of Still Standing Health, and we're a health and longevity platform. So, this research comes out of a growing body of work around how our uh, bodies follow very precise daily rhythms. And Professor Panda at the Salk Institute in California is one of the leading voices in this area. And his research shows that actually your liver is not passive whilst you're asleep. Between roughly 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., it's actually at its peak doing what it is designed to do, which is detoxification activity. It's processing metabolic waste, it's regulating body sugar, and it's cleaning what's been accumulated during the day. And actually, the liver has its own biological clock, separate from the master clock in your brain. It follows its own rhythm. Now, what sets its rhythm is predominantly what you eat or drink. So, if sleep is disrupted or your your time of sleep is shortened, then this rhythm, this clock within your liver, also gets interrupted. Now, what could impact that? Well, when we think of liver, we generally think of alcohol, don't we? And of course, that's the most direct link. We've already talked about alcohol disrupting REM sleep, but actually, it will also disrupt this internal clock that your liver has because it tends to impact your sleep at the time when your liver is trying to do the most of its work, that sort of 1 to 3, 2 to 4 a.m. window. It's also worth thinking about body sugar as well, because when your glucose drops overnight, which can happen, then cortisol kicks in to return it back up to the levels that it needs to be. And then that's one of the other things that wakes you up, the dreaded 3 a.m. wake up when you're wide awake and can't get back to sleep. That's often linked to blood sugar levels, which again is linked back to your liver. And so that is one of the most common reasons why you wake up and you can't go back to sleep. Which is why what you do in the evening has a direct impact on what your liver does just a few hours later. There's very little delay between those two things. So what can you do? Well, there's three things that typically help that will help your liver do its job most effectively. The first one is to finish eating 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. Number two is limiting alcohol, particularly over consecutive nights, because that doesn't allow your liver's clock to get back into sync. And number three, you haven't talked about this, but it's another obvious one, is staying hydrated during the day, particularly while we've got all this warm weather on at the moment as well. Really do try and stay hydrated during the day. So hopefully they aren't too dramatic changes, but you can see how they will positively impact your liver, which will positively impact its ability to do its job, which will positively impact your health. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And in the meantime, I wish you a really great day. Take care.